Hello everybody, my name is Hocus Pocus. How are you doing today? I'm doing just fine, and this is episode 124 of the Minecraft Let's Play. Today we're kicking things off over at the Guardian Farm. As you can see, they're falling behind me, ready to be slaughtered for experience gains to repair both of our pickaxes, which might indicate to you more work is being completed, which is exactly true. You've made the right assumption. During a stream over the weekend, we did a bit more digging, took the bamboo farm down to the layer at which we need it to be, so today we can actually get on with and delve into the more technical aspects of the build, which is going to be fun, right? We can lay down some of the rails for the collection system, we can hopefully build it up from there, and then maybe even get to a point where we're planting the bamboo itself. I mean, we've got a ton of the stuff, so we should be okay. And one other thing that I wanted to say before I go ahead and repair my tools here is that we did a few calculations during the stream, and then I redid the calculations myself afterwards. And I think that this farm will be producing somewhere around the region of 55,000 bamboo after each full harvest, which to me is kind of mind-boggling, right? And I'm sure it is to you as well. And I also did some more calculations and realized that we'd probably feasibly be able to run about 150 furnaces off of this thing at once, as long as it's a full harvest each time. So this super smelter that we are going to attach to it, I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but that is what we're going to do, is going to be massive. And let me tell you, when I say massive, I mean massive. It's going to be big. Enchanting is complete, and the life of both of our pickaxes has been elongated once again by the use of the mystical experience orbs. So, as you guys could probably immediately see, this pit has deepened, it's expanded, it looks different, right? That's because, as I mentioned on a stream over the weekend, we did a bit more digging. So let me fly down to the floor level of the pit and open my F3 screen here. You will see that we are on Y58. And you might be wondering, why are we on Y58? We were going to Y60, right? And you are correct, but I realized as I was digging that Y58 is going to be the layer at which we place down the tracks for the collection system. So we had to go down 2 more blocks just to accommodate that design feature. The way we're going to be using the tracks is we're going to have 21 3 wide segments, 3 times 21 being 20, 40, 60, 1, 2, 3, 63. Okay, that's incorrect. We actually need 23 3 wide segments. So 20, 40, 60, 3, 6, 9, 69. That's how wide this pit is from that point to that point there. So we'll have 23 3 wide segments, and the carts will run all the way up, all the way back, all the way up, and then all the way back through the system and return back into their, I guess, system, their holding system, where they will wait until next time they need to be sent along the tracks. So it's going to be similar to how we have them set up down in the slime farm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up one of these 3 wide segments with tracks, and then once we've set it up, we will be able to count the number of tracks used, count the number of powered rails used, redstone blocks, all that good stuff, and multiply it out so that we know exactly how many resources we need. Then we can go back into the base, grab all of the resources required for this build, come back out and fill in the rest, and I think that'll be the best way to approach it. So give me just a second and we'll get that very first one set up and ready to go. Okay guys, we will get to the building of the collection system in just a second, but I wanted to mention this. So off camera, this wasn't even during the stream, this was after I recorded the last episode. I decided to try and do a little bit of work attempting to terraform the staircase that leads up to the 100 monument, because it looked horrendous, right? It's just hanging in the air, sort of floating, not doing much. So I kind of wanted to expand the mountain out a little bit and just see what we can do. So far so good, I think. We might need to do a few extra things here and there just to make it look and seem a little bit more natural, but at the moment it's going just fine, I think. So any feedback on that, any feedback on that will be appreciated. Anyway, let's move on to the minecart collection system that I promised. So first things first, we just kind of want to take out a 3 wide layer, because I want to lay all of the tracks on stone bricks, just because if we're digging around the area, as you guys know, it's good to just place things on a different type of block that isn't natural, so that you don't end up digging through it without any caution, you know? And that's a tip that I learned from Ethos Lab. So if you guys haven't seen his channel, then definitely go check it out. I would imagine you have, right? Because he's almost at 2 million subs. It's not exactly uncommon to have seen his channel. But yeah, my all-time favorite YouTuber, Ethos Lab, he is the guy that I stole that tip from, or took that tip from. Not really stole it, because, you know, It was a tip that he offered freely, so I took it. Anyway, here we go. 3 wide layer of stone bricks just so that we can place our tracks down. And every now and again, we're going to have to pop down a powered rail just to make sure that this thing is going to be okay to make it all the way around on its own and maintain momentum and all that good stuff. And the bamboo will be atop some grass blocks just above this, or it will be at this layer here. The bamboo will sit, and the cart should be able to collect all of the loot through the floor, which is a feature of hopper minecarts that is kind of a strange one because regular hoppers don't work in that way, I don't believe. But for some reason, Mojang decided that the minecart hoppers would. So here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's start with some basic rails, some powered rails, and the redstone blocks. What we want to do is probably every... So 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we'll do a powered rail or something like that. And I actually dug too much out there, so let's fill that back in. So every 11 blocks will be a powered rail. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pop in a powered rail. And this should be enough. We will test it in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Powered rail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm hoping that this lines up perfectly enough so that we can actually turn the corner with the regular rails, but I'm sure we will see in just a second. I've just put the last piece in place, as you can see, and all of the powered rails are also in the system, which is good. That should allow the cart to travel all the way through and then all the way back once it's done its journey. So let's take a hopper minecart and pop it right at the end here and then give it a little push and see if it makes it throughout the track and back again. So we've got one right here. There we go. Let's pop it down, give it a little push, and off it goes. There we go. So, as I say, hopefully this thing maintains its momentum and makes it all the way around the curve at the back, all the way around the curve at this side, hits the wall at the end, turns around. Well, it doesn't turn around, but comes back, and then makes its way all the way over into that corner there. And so far, so good, right? The cart seems to be doing okay. It's making its way through the rails, and then hits the wall and comes back. Good. That's exactly what we wanted to see right there. And then it should come back, loop this corner, go all the way to the end, loop that corner, and then end its journey right here. So let's just give it a moment and hope for the best. I mean, I can't see it stopping right now unless anything got in its way. And 3, 2, 1. Boom, there we go. So perfect, it works okay. And eventually we will build some sort of item unloading system in the side of this. It could be at that end, it could be at this end, depending on what I decide to do, because we could always revert the tracks to be over at that side. We can keep them on this side, because at the moment the cart will be coming from this wall and ending its journey back inside of this wall, right? But we could always revert things and have them on the other side. So what I need to do now is I need to count the number of tracks used, including the number of redstone blocks and powered rails, and then if we multiply that by 23 and remove a single 3 wide quantities worth, we should have the required quantities to fill in the rest of this farm. So let me do a few calculations off camera, and then we'll do a bit of crafting, and then we'll come back out and just start laying down some more of this system. And hopefully by the end of today's episode we can have a good amount of it done, get some of the grass back in and start growing the bamboo. That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Just to see the farm, you know, sort of taking life, taking shape and coming together. Okay, wow, we have got some mega crafting on our hands here, guys. So each of the 3 wide segments contains 158 rails, 16 powered rails, and 16 redstone blocks, okay? So the sum that we did to find out the total number required is the number of each item multiplied by 23 minus the number used in the original 3 wide segment. That should give us enough to fill in the rest of the segments, which are 22. There are 22 segments remaining. And in total, that is going to equate to 3,476 rails, 352 powered rails, and 352 redstone blocks. So we've got our work cut out here, and hopefully the resource depletion from this isn't too great. I'm sure we will handle it. But as I say, I need to get to work doing this. Some shulker boxes are probably required, so let me grab a few of those. What's in here? Oh, right, yeah, I remember that. Nothing to worry about. Anyway, let's get down to it, right? Let's get down to it, get these materials crafted, these track pieces underway, and then we'll take them outside and get them laid down as quickly as possible. So nothing really took too much of a hit during the crafting episode we just went through, but gold kind of went down quite significantly. We still got over a stack of blocks, so we're not in a bad position at all, but you know how it is with gold. We need to get that farm up and running at some point. Anyway, here we go. We got our 5.5 stacks of redstone, 5.5 stacks of powered rails, our half a stack of rails there, which of which we only needed 20, I think, and then 54 stacks of rails across these 2 shulker boxes as well. So this should be exactly enough materials required for us to go down into the pit, fill in every single area or every single block you see with rails, and have 23 separate functioning collection systems running all the way across this thing. And I think once it's done, it's going to look quite awesome. So I think without further ado, let's hop into a chest here, find some stone. There we go. Look, a bit here and there. That's good to see. That's exactly what we want. There we go again. Good, good, good. All right. And then we want to craft ourselves some stone bricks, because as you guys know, I just mentioned, we will be placing everything down on stone bricks just to ensure that if we're digging around the area at any point in the future, we don't go digging through the rails without being cautious at first, due to the fact that there's a lot of unnatural generated stone there. So let's take some rails. I don't know how many, maybe just a stack of each for now, like so. And then we'll take a fair few stacks of this stuff, because this is the major material for the build, and then we'll just dive into getting some of this work completed. So I'll just bring you guys back in for updates as I usually do, and hopefully today, as I say, we can get some of the grass down, get some of the bamboo planted, and have this thing beginning to look like what it's supposed to be. Just finishing up the second of the segments here. So we've now got 2 3-wide collection segments for a cart to run through. So the cart is going to run through just the first 3 tracks here, and then the next cart will run through the next 3 tracks, and then the next one, the next 3 tracks, and so on and so forth. I think you guys probably get the idea by now, but this is how things are looking. Let's go take a bit more of an aerial view. And from this point on, I won't be coming back as frequently as this. I thought I would just show you guys the next row, or the next 3 columns that we've achieved here. So there we go. We'll have a cart right there, and that will run amongst these 3 rows here. So things are looking good. Things are looking good. And I'm sure in no time we'll have some of this, some progress to show you that is a bit further on than what we've got. I also wanted to mention that the donkey that we tamed, I stuck a chest on him and a saddle, so we can kind of do whatever we want with him now. And also we've got another friend here, a nice black horse that I rescued from in the pit, gave him some diamond armor as well. So we've got 2 pretty cool horses in the region if we ever need to use them. Not that, you know, donkeys are all that useful apart from having inventory space, but they're both tied up at the moment, just hanging around the area, watching our progress, and ultimately being our friends, which is nice because it often gets lonely out here. Whew, okay, wow, this is taking a lot longer than I expected. So far, I think, well, no, I know for sure we're over halfway through, and the reason why I can tell you that is because 1 shulker box of rails, regular rails, is depleted, and we're now into the second box, and we've used some of the second box. So we're definitely over the halfway point, which is good. I've been using a little bit of a new method, which I think is quicker. I'll kind of explain it to you here. So what we do is we dig out maybe a 6-wide trench, so that we've got 2 rows of 3, you know, or 2 3-wide columns, and then we take it all the way to the end. I'm not going to do the entire thing just because it will take a while, but we dig it all the way to the end like this. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oops, and usually we don't do that, but it's easily fixed. There we go. And then once we've taken it all the way to the end, what we do is we switch out to the redstone blocks, and then we kind of just locate the first powered rail and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then the next one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Next one, we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the next one, we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Next one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I think you can see where I'm going with this, right? We kind of just put the redstone blocks in first. And then once we've got all of the redstone blocks in, I think there's one more to go just here. Oops, nope, not there. That is not what I meant to do. So like this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then once we put all of the redstone blocks in place, we come back through with the stone brick and just fill in all of the in-between. So we just go like this, and then when we get to the redstone blocks, of course, you just leave the redstone blocks where they are, fill the rest in with the stone brick, and this is where the tracks will go. And I think this method's faster. I'm not entirely sure. It feels faster than doing it well, I was about to say doing it the long way, but as I say, I don't really know which is faster and which isn't. But this is the way I've been doing it for the past few rows. And I think the last time we did a segment of rows, I did 5 3-wide rows or 3-wide columns at once. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like definitely this way is quicker than the original way, which was to go column by column, each time only being 3 wide and just doing it one by one. But now we are trying to tackle it in bigger chunks. So I think it should be quicker in the long run. Anyway, what I want to do today as well is maybe get some of the grass in place so that we can start actually planting the bamboo, and then I can get a sort of gauge for how much more bamboo we're going to need. Obviously, for the first layer, we're going to need 57 by 69. 57 times 69, whatever the outcome of that calculation is, that is the amount of bamboo we're going to need to plant an entire layer across this farm. So I might just start placing down some of the grass over there and bring it towards where the rails finish here, because we can. It's not the most orthodox way to go about completing a project, but we can always come back and continue doing what we're doing here. So it should be fine, right? It should be fine. So as I say, get some grass, get it laid down, and hopefully today we'll plant our first few bamboo crops, bamboo pieces. I don't really know what to call it. Bamboo. We'll plant our first few bamboo in place and get this farm basically going, I guess. We've got the first few grass blocks down there. I think there's probably, 159 grass blocks in so far. So you can kind of imagine the magnitude of what we're doing here. So firstly, I want to do another harvest of the bamboo, which seems to be ready. And again, if you guys didn't see this in the hardcore episode, using a sword for bamboo, I think is actually the quickest method. So yeah, there's that, and something that a few people, I guess, out there probably wouldn't know if you hadn't read the wiki or seen the information surrounding the 1.14 update, but swords are a great tool to use on bamboo. You know what, this tree, I'm actually going to remove it. I'm going to remove this tree. It's getting in the way of our temporary bamboo farm, so I'm going to take it down, and I want to gain this bamboo here. And was there anything else? I think that's it, right? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So we've got another harvest of bamboo, and I'm going to start planting it. So this is the very moment that we begin planting bamboo in our farm. So I'm going to fly down. We'll just do the first three columns here, rows, whatever we're going to call these. And there we go. Good. Look at this. The bamboo is already beginning to grow, which is insane, right? The bamboo grows so quickly. I think that's similar to real life, though. A real life characteristic of bamboo is that it can grow like many centimeters in a single day. I wouldn't know for sure how many, but I guess if you guys wanted to know more about that, you could go and look it up online easily enough. But bamboo does grow very quickly in real life as well as in Minecraft, if you were wondering. So here we go. And there was actually a very gruesome torture method that involved bamboo, which I won't discuss in the video because I don't know whether that's appropriate for the audience. But again, if you guys want to know more about that, go and search it up online, and I'm sure you could probably guess by taking into account how quickly bamboo grows exactly what they did with it. But there we go, look, the bamboo is already on its way up, sprouting, shooting into the sky. This is going to look really cool, right? So let's continue laying down some more grass, and hopefully we can get some more bamboo in today. And then the focus of the rest of this episode and the rest of next episode will be getting this collection system in place, and also setting up the plantation for the bamboo. So we've got the grass and then the bamboo itself. The bamboo is planted all the way up until where the tracks actually finish for now. So we will continue expanding, so do not worry about that, you guys. And maybe I could do some work off camera if I do get a chance. If not, expect next episode to contain the finishing up of this area here. Then we'll get all the grass filled in. We'll get the bamboo planted for the rest of the farm, and then we should have tons and tons of this tall, green, fast-growing produce, I guess. But you can see the back is growing quite tall now. Since it's been in there the longest, the front isn't as tall, but it's getting there. And there's sort of this gradient at the moment, a nice sloped gradient, which looks kind of cool. We do need to move the beacon as well, but I'm going to keep it there for now just because it means that we can mine everything out a little bit faster in the area. So it will remain for now, but we could either move it somewhere over there to the side, or we can just tear it down completely and stick without it for the rest of the build. But as I say, for now, it's not causing us any harm. This is starting to cause a bit of lag. You probably won't see it in the video because I don't think I'm going below 60 frames, which is what I'm recording at. So you probably won't notice it in the video. But if you check my FPS in the top left corner, you can see it's jumping around quite a bit. We went down to 70 there. And we're flitting around, the 85, 90 mark. Just around the back, but once we come to the front here, we're back up to over 100. So the further you are away from this thing, the less lag you get. But if you're right down in the midst of it, it does lag quite badly. So I can only imagine this farm is going to cause massive amounts of lag for us. And that is sort of a problem, but at the same time, if we're only using this every now and again, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll get over it. So I'm not going to worry too much about the lag it causes. And if it does tend to cause too much, we can always shorten the farm and change half of it into a design feature or something similar. We'll think about what we're going to do when the time arises. Anyway, you guys, that is going to be it for today. I really do hope you had fun watching this episode of the Minecraft LP series. I definitely had a bunch of fun recording it, as I always do. If you did obviously enjoy it, then please pop a like down below. That'll be much appreciated by myself. Any questions, suggestions, comments, or feedback should be directed towards the comment section down below, and I do urge you to put anything down there that you want to say, anything at all. I do like to respond to the comments. And finally, if you are new around here or haven't subscribed yet, then please be sure to click that red subscribe button down below. To stay tuned to this series, there's also the option to press the bell notification button if you want updates and notifications about when my videos go live, when I go live. I do a lot of live streams on the weekends, so obviously stick around for that good stuff, and in general there'll be a lot of Minecraft content on the channel for you. So once again, you guys, I really do appreciate the fact that you've taken precious time out of your day to come and watch my video. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families and loved ones, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye for now.